If you have a debt that's owed to you due to some fraud or some type of Ponzi scheme, there's a process and a theory of using third parties to help fund recovery of assets, especially if the fraudster has filed bankruptcy or the fraudster doesn't have assets. Third parties may be a good way to recover some of this. And a good example of this is in the Scott Rothstein fraud case in South Florida. In many cases, the victims recovered 100% of their losses because a significant number of those monies were recovered from third parties. Those could be accountants, attorneys, sales agents, even financial institutions, sometimes auditors. What happens is, if it can be shown that those third parties helped extend or enable the fraud, they can be brought into the liability. And it's a legal process where attorneys may have to be involved with this, but a good investigation will discover and illuminate where those third parties enable the fraud. A fraud may have had some time limit. A fraud may have run its natural course after 6 months when an audit happened, or if an attorney didn't file some paperwork, or maybe an accountant helped by filing some document that enabled the fraud to extend longer, or more money to be taken from victims. So if any of those third parties enabled that fraud to go longer, or enabled it and extended it to take more money, those individuals or companies may be brought in to share in the liabilities. In many cases, those third parties will have insurance policies, E&O insurance, professional liability insurance, and those carriers will be quick to settle. They don't want to have their client brought into some fraud claim due to their reputation, and it may be easier to get a recovery from the insurance carriers on these third parties if they're legitimately a factor that enabled the fraud to go longer. Even vendors who provided resources to a fraudster can be part of that third-party pool of resources to get back some of the assets that need to be recovered.